Our people are hurting at record rates with depression.
Fucking stop.
Exactly. PewDiePie gets it 100%. Coach Greg, and in today's video, PewDiePie as well as Joe Rogan call out the Liver King for being the liver liar. And so Joe Rogan had Derek from More Plates, More Dates on the podcast and called out Liver King for being, well, a liar. For selling supplements, being a fake natural.
He wanted to lie about how he achieved his physique, so mislead these people.
But what I really want to talk about is PewDiePie. PewDiePie, the most famous gamer in the world, he loves to lift weights himself, and he doesn't care if people use steroids, but what he doesn't like is people who lie about it. And so if you're trying to sell supplements by spreading a lie, then he doesn't think that's okay. And I think this is a really big message, as PewDiePie has been openly critical about Hollywood actors like The Rock and so on who are using PDs but setting unrealistic standards for everyone. And so this is a great message. He's going over the video, going to explain why he doesn't like his apology. And so let's see.
And he openly says many times he does not take steroids.
But PewDiePie is saying, look at this guy. How could you ever think this was natural? He has a saying, if you think they're not natural, they probably are. And in most cases, you're going to be right. There are exceptions to the rule, but the Liver King, he's not one of them.
But of course, like any scumbag influencer, he sells supplements. That's right. That's the secret.
And so he just happens to sell supplements, is making $100 million in sales. And the Liver King goes on to say, oh, it's for my mental health.
Before social media, I was rich and anonymous. And after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous.
The fuck does that have to do with anything?
Exactly. Think of it. You start out an apology and say, oh, I was rich and now I'm still rich. People aren't going to feel bad for someone who's rich. Automatically, I was rich and I'm still rich. I have so much money. But, you know, I cookbooked up. Yes, obviously, but how is this helping us in an apology to say how much money you're making?
Anyway, I used to be rich, and now I am even richer, thanks to misleading my fans into buying my supplements.
I mean, frankly, it would have been a better video to say, look, guys, I took advantage of you, I lied, but I made so much money, I just got greedy, and I took these things from you, knowing that you would be more likely to buy my supplements. And I did that, and it was a bad thing, and it was wrong, and I shouldn't have done it. Not, you know, I did this because of that, and I'm so rich.
Was an experiment to spread the message. Our people are hurting at record rates with depression.
Fucking stop. He's supposed to apologize, but really it was all a noble cause, you know?
Exactly. PewDiePie gets it 100%. In an apology video, you don't go and say, I was trying to be noble and I'm trying to help all these people. That's why I lied. That's why I did all those bad things. I was trying to be so generous in helping all those people. Well, if that were true, why not donate $100 million, all your money, to charity? All those people committing suicide, depressed, I'm going to give them all my profits that I made from this money, all going back. Imagine that apology. I think if that were to actually happen, people would forgive him. But when you say I was rich and now I'm richer than friggin' last time, oh, but I'm sorry because I'm helping people who are depressed. No, you're not.
It's been talked about a lot how women have body image issues because of comparing themselves to photoshopped images and models and magazines. As men, we're equally as susceptible to that.
And so we need to bring awareness because body image disorders, they're just not only for women, they're for men too. Men, they see the shredded abs, the big muscles, and they think, I want to look like that. And then the Liver King goes and says, you can get that, you just need to buy my supplements and live the ancestral lifestyle as I'm doing. Didn't mention the $15,000 a month he spends on performance-enhancing drugs.
Joe Rogan called him out. He was like, yeah, that guy clearly is on fucking steroids.
And so Joe Rogan's calling him out. He's been exposed. Everyone is talking about the Liver King.
This is, one of the worst, if not the worst apologies I've ever seen.
The reality is he's sorry he got caught. When you openly lie about something repeatedly in multiple podcasts, you don't just apologize the day after you get caught and think that, oh, you're really sorry. You're not actually sorry. If you were, you would feel guilty and ashamed and you would probably try to rectify the problem. You wouldn't be making excuses saying you were trying to help all those people committing suicide.
Like the emails was leaked, the response comes out. If he, for some reason, decided to feel like, you know what, I don't like that I've been lying, I don't want to confess, I would 100% accept that and respect that, honestly.
Exactly. People would be much more likely to forgive somebody if they came out and said, look, I've been saying this lie all along and I don't want to say that anymore. I've been misleading the public and it has to stop. I felt guilty for too long and I'm not doing it anymore. Imagine if any famous Hollywood celebrity, for example, The Rock, Chris Hemsworth, the list goes on and on. I've been taking these things and I want the people to know, because I know millions of people go and watch my movies. They see this physique and many are getting body dysmorphia from it. And so I want to let people know that a physique like The Rock, it's not being built natural. And so please don't have expectations to look like me. You should not compare yourself to me because I am not a representation of a natural athlete.
I'm surprised to see this sentiment being spread so much. The fact that people believed he was natty is all mind-boggling.
And so for the most of us who are educated and lift weights, we know that these physiques, they're not natural. But to the average person that doesn't know any better, they see a guy like The Rock and they think, well, he's up at 4:30. He eats 6 meals a day. He's the hardest worker in the room. Gotta be natural. He says it, so he is. Unfortunately, this then leads to people having false expectations of what they themselves can achieve in the gym. They train for 2 years and think, I only put on 10 pounds of muscle. I must have horrible genetics, or I don't know what I'm doing. Or maybe I need to buy those supplements in that workout program that guy has. And so do you see just how bad this is? When you lie, mislead people into thinking they can achieve something that they most likely can't?
85% of the population that suffers from self-esteem issues. I'm part of that statistic. This is why I fucking work myself to death in the gym.
No, I'm not buying this.
And I agree with Pewdiepie to just come out and say, well, I have low self-esteem and so I take steroids. Please pity me. Please feel bad for the Liver King because I don't like my body fat and I don't have enough muscle. Please feel bad for me. It's not going to work. People are not going to feel bad for the Liver King.
It seems so common, this topic of body dysmorphia, for people that take steroids.
I can tell you this, the majority of people in the world, that's right, most of you watching that have self-esteem issues. You're not happy with something about your body. But please don't think you're going to take steroids. It's going to solve it. It will not. Most of the time, it amplifies the problem. And so you're thinking, oh, I don't have a lot of muscle. If I take steroids, I'll get more muscle. That'll cure me. It won't. Same as losing weight. You're overweight. You think if I get skinny, then I'll be happy. You won't. You need to work on the inside, changing how you look on the outside. It's not going to fix the root of the problem.
You know, you go into the gym and you see amazing progression because you're on steroids, and it probably feels amazing, but you're stuck in that cycle forever.
Please listen to Pewdiepie. He explains it perfectly. Once you get in that cycle of using steroids, it's hard to stop. You gain so much more muscle, but then you want to take even more. You get addicted to the feeling of being able to build muscle, and if you ever try to stop, you lose that muscle. And so imagine how difficult that is. You've made all these gains in the gym and you think, well, I'll stop now, and you lose the muscle. You know how hard that is mentally? There are IFBB pros that are endangering their lives because they can't stop. The doctor looks at their blood work and says, it's not good. You need to stop. They can't. And it's not just IFBB pros. You know how many people I've coached that had horrible blood work? You can't take it anymore. They can't stop. They'll get heart attacks. They cannot stop. They're so desperate to hold on to that muscle, they just can't do without it. And so when you start taking steroids, it is a slippery slope. And so Pewdiepie gave him a 3 on 10 for the apology. I'm going to go with a 2. He did apologize, but it wasn't great. And when you try to pass the buck off during an apology and try to have pity on yourself for all these things, it just doesn't come across as being sincere. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm, watch one of the bloops, use code Greg, 10% off on all the stuff on the websites. Click the link in the description. Buy my friggin' cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team. And until next time, I am out.